we're good now, so.
And you texted me.
Yep, you've probably seen it.
Well, no, you texted me his current coaches list too. There's half of them are TVs. He says he's got them in mind. He can't do anything until, so I'll go over that too.
What did you say?
When we get the hockey director, I'll just.
Call the meeting to order, 6:02. Everyone have a chance to look over the meeting, previous meeting minutes? Motion to approve. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Public address. Nothing we got anybody here today. Lisa, treasurer report.
So I emailed out what I had just received a few hours ago as well. So I haven't had a good chance to dive into it, but I just went there and I signed some checks. So I was gonna go through a couple of them with you. Mickey Irwin is $310, gaming manager, team runner. FPN gaming is $5,000. That's for gaming as well, coming out of our gaming account. Eric Tomlinson, $130. Becker Arena, $296. And then I believe we have Ashley Shock, which would be Jared for cleaning the boards, and that's $4,500. So that will be coming out of our August, and we'll look at our next ones. That's coming out of it. Oh, wall to wall, that's $2,475. So kind of took a hit in our general account just because we've done quite a bit of spending, but now we just really need to get these dashboard boards rolling, and we're coming down the wire with that. But hopefully those maps that I made can help everybody with that.
Did we, write a new GL for the incoming for the tournament entry fees? So I don't know where that's being.
Yeah, it's
There
in
it is,
the,
okay.
yeah.
I glanced at it too.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, and so,
So for the month of July is $3,800 that came in.
We had quite a bit of invoices.
Yeah.
so
I
now
think it's
we
all on that, which we can
go ahead.
No, you're okay. I was just gonna say that it does show that our tournament income so far for the year, for the last 3 months was $20,800.
Seems
All right.
close.
So the other thing that I have sitting out there is a $15,000 grant that I'm waiting for approval as far as, we were approved for the grant, but what I submitted for as far as accepting it, I'm waiting on that. The Legion is $10,000 worth of grant money that we're kind of waiting on that check to arrive. And then we have $6,000 worth of grant money from the Rough Rider Center to help cover the Winter Classic tournaments this year. $15,000 was for last year, and we still need to submit.
Is the $6,000 the Rough Rider fund?
The Rough Rider
Fund, not the
Fund.
center fund.
So then the occupancy fund, if that's what you call it, no, it's a
Yes.
grant. Is it a fund or?
It's a
Yeah, but the Rough Rider Center and Rough Rider fund are two different.
Oh, they're two different, okay, Rough Rider Center, the grant, and the occupancy funding are two separate. So we still can apply for that one that we got the $15,000 for last year, that we just don't have in our checking account yet. So we have some money coming in eventually, hopefully ours looks a lot better than July.
I think the tournaments from Canadian teams and I believe Mandan still for whatever reason isn't paid, but most of them not paid who are Canadian. And they won't submit our stuff unless it turned out to likely and send this. And the teams finalized. Plus, there's still a handful of openings. I don't have the count to but I imagine getting an influx of more Canadian teams as well, but we can fill the rest of it out. Today's up around 60 grand for total, or 41,000. So I remember the pot from the grand demonstrations. Did you guys ask you, or do we want to approve the treasurer's report first, or do you want to actually?
Yeah, she's.
Move that.
Yeah. The other thing I was gonna add to this is just that we So what I'd ask from Denise is that she can clarify every single fund and what we can and can't spend money, you know, how it's, from. So she has here, and I'm gonna organize this better because I just don't really like how it's laid out. But the gaming account, the trust account, and then we have our endowment, and kind of like how we can transfer money from one account to the other. Because when it came down to this food truck, let's see if I can find my paper on it. Essentially, we have around like 22,000 in our trust account, but we can move $11,000 from our gaming account into our trust account. So trust account money can be spent on kids. Gaming account can only be spent on gaming stuff. So whether that's raffle tickets, raffle items, things like that. But a percentage of that income can then be quarterly be transferred into our trust fund. I know, it's a lot and it's confusing, and she's told me like 7,000 times how it works, and it's so confusing. So if we're looking at, we should be okay using our trust money in order to pay for that. Yeah, that we approved. So that was kind of good news. At the same time, it's gonna completely drain that account.
And we got one official thing from,
No, so I mean, I'm not really too worried right now, but.
No, but you just wanna make sure that that money's there.
Yeah.
And we're all aware that that, or to take that fund.
It was approved, so it's gotta be
Yeah.
accounted for eventually.
Yeah. So that's the plan with that.
I
And
haven't heard to wait till the season is wrong, we got all the restrictions to see that.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, we have,
I mean, you can wait like in April or,
I mean, we have time.
Yeah.
It isn't like we're gonna be used, but she's gonna be used.
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
okay, I'm good if you guys want to approve that.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Dashboards.
So you kind of went over the dashboards and the email, you have spots open all night, or a lot of spots that are, I think that are closing really fast.
So what is happening is right now, the online is the most important, I already explained that. We have one that's not decided out of all of them that did it last year, they're undecided, as to whether or not they're gonna do it again. What we did and what kind of Aaron advised me on doing is he said, invoice for everything that's already out there. So we sent invoices out, except for like certain ones that are exchange of service, which would be the Johnson, because they do our accounting and things like that. But basically, those are all invoices. They have till the end of the month to respond back. They don't respond back. What I'm thinking is we need to send out a phone call to every single one of them and just be like, hey, is there anything we can do to get you to renew? Because then we don't have to rip them off. And they get first dibs.
Would it be wise to send out, I don't know, what is the new contract then? Because the one I found doesn't have like a start date and the 3 year, 1 year.
I don't think we should do the 3-year one,
No.
that's too hard to keep track of.
Well, that was my question.
I mean, we do 1 year.
It's a 1-year deal,
Yeah.
so we just,
She said we only have 1 or 2 people left that even applies to right now. So if we stop doing that, then it would be a good time to quit.
So next year, basically, we would resend out, are you saying the contract with invoice then at the same time?
it's
So
just,
Denise sends it all. She sends an invoice. She also sends like a little thing, like explaining. Yes. So then what they said is then we have this letter, that I wrote up and redone and put the map. That letter is for people that have never done the boards before, because they don't really need an explanation as to what or they need an explanation, but the prior people don't need an explanation as to why they're paying that invoice and what they're getting out of it. So then based on what we get back as far as responses, then this letter will go out to anyone else, and then I think personal phone calls is probably what we're saying. So that, and then this invoices has not been set out on the community break at all. So she was, now that she's back from her wedding, that one will be the next one that she does. And so we'll get them probably the same time period 2 months before, to respond, but we need to get rolling on it.
To put the stickers on, it doesn't matter if the ice is
Yeah,
on or
no,
not,
I
you
get
know,
it.
so.
I'm just curious, I just wanna make sure that what we're sending out is, yes, we're not getting surprised.
Like the people,
Yeah. They just received the invoice, because I know that prices have changed too, sometimes, like over the course of the year, maybe not from this year,
Yeah.
this year, but like, 1 year 1,500, then they get an invoice for 1,800.
yeah, and she says to like contact her and let her know if she has any questions and stuff in the email that she sends out, so it's pretty professional when she writes and stuff, I liked it. The other thing though is like the Rock Rider Center, so I had just spoke to Sarah, seeing if the stuff we did a walkthrough of like kind of like the marketing ideas, and that does tie into Dasha's words here, but Sarah just said that as a board, we should approve what we want done here. So, eyes in the wall, obviously, that we want to design.
But that would be my question, so we're waiting.
Right, so there's a little more to that, but I reached out to an advertising agency to kind of come in here and like set it up and have it look nice so that you can just kind of replace it, and so we have something like a map, like what we're doing with the dasher boards. I haven't got a quote from them yet of what that will cost, so if that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna do it myself. And then the other thing we're looking at is digital advertisements on those columns. So it would be some sort of digital signage, that will roll through logos. And then the other thing would be stools out here, so you can get stools for $50. And it's gonna be for these, spots up here. And then you can get a $12 seat cover with their logo on it. So every year we can switch those out, because I wanted kind of a smaller, so if we sell them for $200 or $300, ultimately, like after that initial expense, we'd be making up to $13,000 off of these schools.
They're just looking for more sponsorship.
Yeah.
Right?
Just more sponsorship ideas.
Crazy thing. Have you thought about doing stairs or boosters on concrete steps?
So we had seen that on, I think it was Harvard. I mean, it's a lot, like, so the goal is to make a catalog. Basically, people can go through this catalog and pick exactly what they want to sponsor for us. And then what we want to do is tie our website into it, so they can just go and pay online. They can just go and kind of select what they want, pay online, and then we all know kind of like what they're participating in and what that money is going towards. That said, it is a process.
Yeah.
It takes time. So.
But outside of this, most of which we can do.
Yeah, the most important thing are those 4 spots on ice, like if you guys can help at all, try and find someone that would wanna take that, that's $20,000. That's huge for us.
I'll look at that, listen, and see if we can do something.
Any other questions on that?
No.
Yeah, I mean, if, 26th will be the day, when the ice is going on. And so that's a week away, 2 weeks away. If we had to, we could cut one in, but if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it before the season starts. Because when you cut one in, it's gonna take you 2 days to build ice back up into those spots. So technically, I'd say October 1st, I'm not sure, I haven't looked at this when he was thinking, that.
He's looking at September 9th. Already.
Yeah, but I mean, if we had to,
That's not the season.
yeah, if we had to take a couple days off, you had to, so we could cut it in, build it back up.
Looks like unfortunately he's doing it a week in anticipation or a week.
Most time during the week is easier to, I don't want to tie up.
No, I don't think so.
And then when the order, it takes almost 2 weeks to get a decal, for the ice from Becker Arena, so.
Oh, and you guys got the invoice then, so those are gonna be the 3 on ice that I'm getting rolling right now. I seen what he said the end was gonna be August 27th was on the invoice, but I told him the 26th.
Yeah, if they'd be here.
But everything else, yeah. They have to. They're not cheap, but I didn't know if we wanted to do a Winter Classic logo over on the community rink. But I got a quote.
Every logo's on the community.
I think if you're gonna do a winter classic, I'd rather see it put over here, like where, you know, maybe where the LH was or something, you know?
And they can stand there and take their
Take their
championship
picture.
photo
Yeah.
with the logo underneath it. I'm fine with that. I don't know what you normally put over there.
Nothing, because we got the curling.
It doesn't even have our logo over there.
Yeah,
Like,
it has
it's
that center ice and that's-
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
It's classic, that it would be center ice over there. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. We'll do it once.
Yeah, we just gotta decide where we want
Remember when you sent us all
The W's are the Winter Classic.
it. Yeah, if you
I
want,
have it on there.
do you
That's in the
want it,
spot.
you know, as a board, do we wanna use that as the center ice logo over on the community rink? Or do you wanna put it over here?
Well, I think from like a picture standpoint, depending on how that works, if you could have it over there and have that sheet clean, so that when they're done, people can go over there and take pictures and it would be.
Usually the championship games are played over here. though.
Yeah.
they're trying to get the third place in championship over here. They think only one third place game and over there, that means that game.
The other thing too is we can make it into a dashboard with a QR code so that they can literally click on it and that's how they go and register, you know, for our tournaments. And I mean, we can take advantage of our own advertising with some of our stuff as far as having that stamina. We get a QR code that brings us right to our registration page. So that thing needs to be slapped on everything we can get it on. And then we are thinking with the homecoming parade, hopefully we could get some soft bucks with the QR code on the back, and that's what we'd be tossing to people.
Okay? Anything else?
Old business, committee handbook.
So I just put the community handbook on there because we discussed it last meeting. I don't know if that got done or pushed to the next meeting.
I actually thought we just said, yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah, we didn't approve it, no.
Yeah, I can review it and take that one line out of there. but
When you
basically it's gonna stay the same. And I think we're just waiting for the website to get up so that we could put it on there. So, I mean, if you,
So do we just want a motion to approve that with the changes made to the, hockey committee?
and then if you guys have any questions or concerns, then we can address it in an email to each other.
I think you can take this in about I had it beyond that, I had most of it.
Mascot, we were granted $5,000 for our mascot, through a grant, which is really nice. So another thing that ties into like the homecoming parade, the Warren Walker, all these types of things we want to be able to use this mascot for. I've had a picture of him before. So just a $2,000 approval to cover the extra cost of it. That's all that I'd be looking for today. And then I can get that ordered in here. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts or concerns.
So how much was the mascot?
So 7 altogether, and that's including the, it pays for everything. So you get like a travel case, you get the AC on the inside, so you can see out of it, and then you're also getting, we got the Vector logo with it as well, so that you can plaster all over everything, our website, we'll own that, essentially, that'll be ours, it won't be trademarked, but it's ours.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Yeah.
scheduling and registration.
So the only thing I really have is Lori did get the Robbie Glantz registration, done. So that's ready to go. We can, start advertising for that for anyone who is registered for the 24-25 season can register for the Robbie Glantz clinic in October. And then as of right now, we have 45 kids registered for the club.
I was wondering on that, do we wanna leave it open another week and try to send out reminder, you know, or not? I mean,
Well,
because it closes on Sunday.
is that the 19th?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can send out
Monday's the night.
Mondays and I can send out a reminder out. I don't know how many reminders I need to send, but I can send those now. I can just let them know that.
Yeah, maybe, you know,
Okay.
for early bird.
And then you guys got the tournaments that I was able to get kids in, and I'm still trying to find. So,
That was another thing with the treasury report that we pay for tournaments too.
yeah.
Buy money.
The estimate tournament, so there's, like, the registration was really weird, so I had to register with Team Link, and then I was able to register the band counts, but then when I went to register the junior gold, it said you can only register for one thing, so I don't know, I have to figure that out. I have to contact someone, but no one in Canada really does anything until October, so I haven't heard a response back from them yet.
I would assume by next month.
Yeah,
I'm sure for tournaments, if it's early anyways, they'll start filming like that brand one is still like on there. That tournament champions or whatever else.
yeah, so right now I'm still looking for 3 tournaments for 3 different. And the sports, we've always done 3 tournaments for the sports, and so I actually need to find a picture.
There's a Regina one. There's the Moorhead one.
I did get the Squirt B signed up for Moorhead, or no, the Squirt B1 is signed up for Moorhead.
There's one in Regina around January, I think. There's Brandon.
Okay,
And SN as well. For that age groups.
Okay, Regina and where?
Brandon.
Brandon, okay, that's right.
Brandon has all the age groups as well, so if you're looking at that's 1.5 hours, and then you got undergraduate, senior, SN has multiple, as you saw, age groups, so.
Okay. But yeah, that's kind of all I have for.
I see she has eye training on one of the websites as well.
Yeah, I did put iTunes on the website, so it's on there. Start advertising a little bit more.
Did she, is there a payment plan option for registration for season registrations, or is it paid for?
There's a payment plan on there.
There's one, so-
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Looks like it's shelf.
Right, yeah. No, there's a payment plan. And that's kind of all I have for scheduling the registrations.
Ref coordinator.
Need one. Anyway.
Well, I tried calling him twice and he didn't answer, and I figured,
Really? Yeah, he won't respond to my text or anything.
I
I
did,
called him twice, sent him a text.
yeah, I did reach out to him, and then later that night, he did reach back out to me, and he said that his feelings haven't changed. He doesn't want to be the ref coordinator, so.
Dave, you willing to do that?
No,
Yeah, I do so.
You don't even really want to reference.
didn't last year.
Yeah, he's
Cool.
only name.
Getting when his card was still good.
Yeah, and then he said he wasn't kind of hurting down there that day, he said he wasn't gonna do it, so.
The only name I was given was Jason Brewer to check with. That's all I
I hadn't talked to him about it, and we put his name in there the year that we did grading last year, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it now.
Who is that?
Jason. But he has been long-term rep until 11:30. So,
Yeah. Because they need to, well, we actually should probably start putting out for people who are branded or interested in repping, just because they're not taking any more after October 31st, or you can't register to rep after that date, so.
So should we send out a club-wide email asking if anyone's interested
Yeah.
in being the rec coordinator, and then hit it up on our Facebook page?
does that tie into the tips coordinator as well, or do we figure that out?
I think for now I'm just gonna run it.
Should be.
I mean, I tried it, so if all members are registered, I can learn, so I went in and like this Connie Anderson or Erickson, for example, I put her in the slots and it updated after she worked it updated within 24 hours and offered it further. So I didn't have to go in and do anything. The only thing I'd have to kind of watch for is if like someone canceled or no showed, so they didn't get those hours or if they worked and didn't sign up. But I'll try it and see if it gets to be too much, so then we'll have to find someone next season.
So that coordinator, possibly. I can ask him if I want.
Okay.
If not, you're gonna put up probably an email, I'll ask him if someone wants to.
Otherwise, I don't really know what options we have, you know, what to do in situations where we don't have someone like that.
I mean, like, is Lou Taylor a possibility?
He's the,
I'm just thinking of like Rex that right now, but.
Corey?
your husband?
He's a firm no.
You take care of that?
I'll ask him.
Alright, committees, hockey committee, hockey director.
I sent out,
So is he gone, then is he
He's in
in?
Chicago.
sent out, I guess you guys all seen that now. That was kind of what we discussed in our last meeting. I think we're supposed to have a meeting tomorrow.
And none for, August.
When did you send that out?
Well, I just printed it.
Yeah, you have it.
Not even me. Okay,
One thing we've been discussing is, like evaluators. The hockey committee kind of had, well, a discussion, we haven't voted on anything yet, but I was thinking, and a few other people, we should bring in like a third party to do the evaluations. Just with Tom, and have Tom, and two people that aren't part of the club to do the evaluations, just to keep it from, you know, the parents can't say, well, you picked him because
Didn't he want to do that and like, and just like potentially have the coach, the head coach of each?
yeah, so he wants to do, he's okay with bringing two people, but he also wants to have the head coach of the team. Some people didn't like the idea of having the head coach do the evaluations. I did reach out to Tyler. He gave me kind of a quote on him and another guy coming down and doing evaluations. I mean, obviously, I think Tom should be a part of the evaluations, but I think,
Well, Tom should definitely be part of the evaluations.
That seems pretty high. To me, to be honest, $50 an hour.
I mean, in,
So $100 an hour, I guess, two people.
Yeah.
Plus mileage.
I think we used to pay the Tetons when they come down though, when their coaching staff came down, I thought it was $500.
yeah, and I think he would ride with the guy.
Yeah, so mileage.
So it's probably $50 for both of them.
Well, that's
Well,
just, no, you pay $90 for,
The mileage would be
The
like
mileage.
163 because they ride together, per day. And
Do we-
$100 an hour, because the per staff member would be two, so.
Okay, but we don't know who the head coaches are.
Well, that's not necessary.
well, and
Yeah, he
two,
hasn't really said that.
I mean, I've said it forever, you know, I've always thought it needs to be third party, but it's like the reality is, I mean, what you're trying to get away from is hearing the, well, you know, they've already had the teams picked or this
Yeah,
or that. I mean, the sad truth of that is like, you're hearing that today, that the teams are already picked, they already.
Oh,
I mean, it
100%.
doesn't, I mean, you could bring in all, you know, evaluators, exclude Tom, exclude everyone from McKenzie County, and like, that's still gonna be the chirp from everybody is that there was some pool inside or out.
college.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why we just say, well, we have a third party. Takes the argument out of it, I don't know. I mean, I'm with you, chances are, right, you do know who the team's gonna be, right? Like,
I'd be surprised if you.
yeah, exactly, and, I mean, no one's gonna coach a team that their kid's not on. You know what I'm saying, so if this is the PE coach, this kid's probably on the team if he's PE. But at least this way you can say, this is what the professional evaluator said.
So Tom is okay with this, like he thinks it's.
He's okay with it, but he also wants the head coach. So,
And I can tell you the candidate is the head coach.
Okay, but we don't know who our head coaches are. If he's reached out.
Are
to
you
them-
guys have a list of head coaches?
Yeah. So, did every one of these head coaches agree? Because what if one of them says, I don't want to be a part of that, I don't want to do that, like.
yeah, well, I haven't seen head coaches list yet, so.
I asked him because I didn't know
Yeah.
if you guys, I said, is there something you need me to present for you? He texted saying,
So like, we haven't, I'm just kind of getting ahead of it as far as, we haven't discussed how we do it or who the head coaches will be.
Just what it's been discussed, then.
I have a summary, but there's still TBDs.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have to finalize it, but I can't give you the answer of this, something goes so far.
Sure.
It looks like he's taking 2, the 19s and the MMA. He's got Keith at 10U, Norby
Wait,
at
what teams did you take anime, what?
19.
Okay.
He is?
I got Keith at 10 girls, Douglas, Norby at junior gold, Jarrett Wold at PBA. He's got Corey as a huge question mark, still conversing now with him on the sport day. He's got Scott for the Mike Black or whatever you call it, 11 Lights as a question mark, and then LTP's got Preston Stearns, and Limit Skate, I believe that would be Dave Hanson with grandkids. He's got TBD at 12U girls, Band B, PVB, 2 sport B and B1s, and the second Knights. Still hasn't got confirmation from Bobby as well. That's still a question mark, but he did say he knows who he wants to know, so the 2 tournaments that we can't, he's got to wait for evaluations. So there's names there, but he didn't.
Okay.
Eventually, you know, that'll all have to be approved by the board, you know. Having presented to
So-
us, but.
When you have, when you have this.
So a lot of those, like if they're to be determined, I guess if you have the coach there, and you know he's gonna coach the sport B1 team, well then his kid's probably on the team, right? If you just don't have head coaches in there, you kind of take that away, and then if a guy makes a team, kid makes a team, well then you ask the guy if he wants to coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's pros and cons to both. Totally see here the upside of having third party, but I also see the downside that you not having your coaches solidified.
Yeah.
When a coach, I mean, you've seen the kid, right? You're probably not asking a coach, you don't think you're gonna put him in the wrong spot for his kid. Yes. It's right there, maybe like, is it really that big a deal that the one kid's already on the team that is as a coach? I mean, at the end of the day, probably not.
Yeah.
And I know that in your familiar, you probably did that with this, like, the reason it says pros, so I think as a coach, you're the one that's got 3 days a week, plus weekends, deal with the kids.
Yeah.
Somebody that the evaluators might look at a skill aspect, you might have another aspect that may not work out for
Yeah.
the rest of the team. So
Well, I mean, we can do the evaluations and then have a meeting with the coach.
that could be another option too, 100%. But my guess is you probably want to know who that coach is, right? If you never had that meeting, so. Like I said, I think there's pros and cons to both. Something to think about.
And I don't know if anyone knows this, but, so what exactly is, does anyone know what exactly is going to go into like the junior gold eval and 19U eval? And we only have one team for each.
Well, no, not necessarily. The 19 eval is because they're gonna be overloaded, some of those girls gotta go down to the 14 I guess.
Okay,
They're so big eligible for that group, so I think that's what eval's coming in there.
okay.
Don't quote me on it, this is not coming from him, but I'm guessing we're gonna be too heavy on players with junior gold. And that's all it's
I mean, yeah, if we make it work, we can't cut kids out of the club.
We can.
No,
Why?
they're
I'm
members
saying
of our
you
club.
We are not.
Just telling you, I mean, you can only draft 20, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you can put, right now, the state last year, until the state finalizes it, if there's 24, guess what? You're gonna address 20, the best 20 that week of practice,
I'm just telling you, I think that's why it's there.
Okay.
That'll be a discussion we had with him, which, that's not anything to me, it was just, it's,
So when is this happening, like when will he present all this to us? Does it have a date?
well, he's got September 10th at the next meeting, so I'm assuming then.
So the only thing I do see on his Oiler pre-schedule, preseason, there is a conflict, I can tell you right now, October 17th. There's no school, that's when they have their long spring break, or fall break. There's no school Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so.
Well, when we get to the, I'm gonna go up, or I'll answer that, of what he proposed we could do with that if, when we get to the community room.
I'm just saying, you're gonna be missing kids, because that's when
There's
a lot of them are taking a break,
yeah,
that's
well, I mean,
their
if
first-
they're missing, then they're missing, I mean.
Yeah, but that's when they're getting evaluated, it's to make a team.
No, that's just the priest, like his, Oiler performance
No.
training.
October 17th.
Oh, I was looking at September 17th.
October, you
Emails.
Oh, okay.
And score emails.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it now, okay.
That's
So
gonna
if
be,
you wanna make a note of that,
Yeah.
because what, is that like any, or what do they call that? Any regular teacher, right?
October.
October,
17th.
there's no school Thursday, Friday, so a lot of people
17th.
take off right before they kick off they get into a grind for all the sports.
Yeah. Another thing is Oiler preseason training. We charge for that, or is it just?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the same as the.
Well,
no, we charge for it,
yeah, he talked about it,
because that's where he gets a percentage of the,
because what was also presented to, I believe, was having, the preseason training and then potentially having Friday or even a weekend of like open season, just open season, open hockey, where maybe there's kids that didn't wanna, or couldn't afford that portion of it, that still had ice on.
Well, usually we run to the skate.
we usually, yeah.
Most time, Bantams are at this time, open state.
Yeah.
Peawees are at this time.
Yeah.
Stewarts are at this time.
Because when we put in the admin fund,
It'll be October.
so it's like, we need it by, according to this, we do it by that first day of October, does that sound right? What do you guys do?
Last year, I think it was like the 15th, we had it ready.
So I think it's a week going forward.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, were you thinking that, why would you think we would need the community comment October 1st?
Well, just looking at his proposed schedule.
Oh, okay.
He's got evals for 2 different teams going on at the same time.
Oh, October 7th and 8th,
Well, and
okay.
since,
Okay,
since what we're talking about is correlating with the community rink, and I know that we haven't done it before, and obviously be a month early, but the idea of bringing both rinks on at the same time, because you're still, when you as soon as the compressor goes on, you're already paying that charge, whether you're running 1 or 2 rings. And if you were to bring the community rink on at the same time that you brought the Hanson rink on, you can essentially take this whole schedule and move it up a week so that there wouldn't be any conflicts with like the PWE valves and everything else, and that would, and then two, another benefit of bringing this on is I had a very lengthy conversation with Mario over the weekend. He was interested in doing some power skating and some stuff, even like 3 days a week, start of the season here in Watford. So, I mean, that's just an idea of something to bring money in to encompass that, being on a month early, and then two, this is just me speaking, I know Pat and Brody are both coaches, and Jamie. Our kids, like, our conditioning is really poor through like the first, let's say, quarter of the season, and just getting that going and having both of them having conditioning, having Mario here, all this stuff, even a conditioning camp where we're not even, you don't even have your stick out there, you're just getting, you know, your legs and your lungs under you and stuff. I just think there'd be huge benefits from both the schedule and benefits to the kids to bring them on at the same time.
I think first and foremost, you have to ask the person that puts them on.
Well, the thing is, I look at it, the Rough Rider Center, I believe now they're wanting to use that community area or something. They got a couple conferences in September. They got the Petroleum Council. There's like, today they were talking about it in the War. There's like 5 events that got coming here. And I mean, the other thing is we gotta look at, I mean, we got kids evals and stuff. I mean, you got kids still in football. I mean, football ain't even over. I mean, football 5th and 6th grade right now doesn't finish until like 10th of October or something like that, you know. And I think they're
12th to 7th, 8th grade.
yeah, you know.
So it's gonna be conflicting either way.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't make a kid, you know, I mean, an opportunity to make this kid, you know, skip football so you can, you know,
I mean, wouldn't that be at the parents' discretion? I mean, if it's here and it's like open for the kids, and then it's like you make that choice. It's not like we're holding them at gunpoint to do it. I mean, it's just there for kids.
I guess it's down to what cost, right? Does it cost any more money to put that on the same time as it does?
a little bit.
Yeah.
It would be a fraction due to the fact that, I mean, when you start that compressor up, that first charge like that, you're gonna pay that. And my understanding is if you started in August, we still pay that kid in August and in September, where if we were able to do it September 1st, which would be really tight with the war in Watford, I don't think much time we could do it in that time. There'd be
MDU only give us a hit. REC does. That was the big thing at the old building.
Yeah.
You had a certain date you wanted to turn that on, because you would get that high power surcharge, and they would nail you. And
So we won't get that, and we'll just get it the one time and not both lines.
So basically it comes down to asking the recreation center, they already have the space occupied.
And I can ask Sarah and them tomorrow. I've actually got a baseball meeting with all of the Rough Rider tomorrow. I can ask them.
And then can you send us numbers on exactly what it would cost, like a price difference?
Well-
If we didn't have one in one?
I mean, I'd obviously be the one at the end of the month for one month, right? I don't think they're gonna do, we're gonna do cable, we can't do 2 lanes simultaneously. It has to be one and then follow right after with,
Yes.
right?
honestly, I mean, end of September, we could get it on. I mean, that one takes longer.
Yeah, because the,
I was gonna say, as long as it's on in October, I mean, the thing is if we put the ice on, how often is that gonna sit, not being used because you're using this rink and there's not a lot, you know? I mean, I know like it says like junior gold evals, 19 uni evals, but it doesn't say a date, it just says the date is so they go back to back or whatever the plan is. you know, I don't,
Well, I think the PB and Squirts, he doesn't wanna conflict with Robin Grants, because the camp was there, so, but if, John, I see your point, but if they put it on even a week ahead of the October sixth and go to like September 28th, you could get those. And that would be a month difference. Give that a little break.
Last year, utility went up, when you have two rinks, you're at that 14 to 16,000, you know, and one rink, you're at that 11,000.
so the plan with tech, right now is just to put it on towards the end of September and then it's ready to go, right?
I would say by, last week.
Last week, okay.
But that's our decision of the orders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's our decision. We just have to let them know.
the other thing that was
We also have Jan 14 practices starting that weekend of break too, so it's.
technically, you can't have any practices until November 1st. I mean, you
Call
can,
it something else.
you can call it something else, you can't technically have a coach out there running drills, you know? You can, hey, let's do the 4-corner drill, here you go, you know?
Production board.
You can call them, you can continue to call them emails and practices. Just talking about that, from previous meetings, which require, which ones.
Yeah.
There was no, when I talked about that, there's no real, because your USA calendar goes into effect at a certain date at that point, as long as it's registered, you can start practice, it's just a lead season.
Okay, so circling back, what are we doing about the tryouts?
I think they'll bring it to our next board meeting.
Yeah, those are the that we were to accept that rate.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Was there anything else going in? None?
No, not really.
Which it'll fall under this, the neck guards. Did you see that? From,
No.
That guards are mandatory August 1st.
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
yeah,
We already got one of to give us money,
I did apply for our grant for one out for the neck guard stuff, but we what?
thought we did get it, didn't we?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
I thought so.
I thought I see an email that said we did too.
Yeah, we got an email that said that we did.
$10,000.
5,000?
It was $5,000. But I know that Katie, because she's the equipment, manager, she was talking about, she actually had proposed this one, she had it was in the group message, she mentioned the name of it, it's like a full turtleneck, it's almost like this knife kind of thing. It's really constricting. CCM makes these ones that I think we should look into, they're just a strap. Actually 2 years before, our first year when we had left, we had actually had 2 tournaments in Florida that it was already mandated on. And the coach there, he was buying them all CCM adult larges because the take-up on them is really big and there's a lot of room for it. So the kid, instead of just being really constricting on their neck, they've got a lot of room for it. So I know Katie was really wanting to find different sizes. And with that particular one, I mean, I can put it on my wrist and I can put it on my neck. So I mean, it really fits all, basically the one size fits all. And I think they were $11 or something.
And I don't know that we should be buying shirts and buying.
No. I think that should be up to the
Just
parents,
the
but if we're
neck
gonna provide
guards.
neckers to the kids, we'll just
Yeah.
get them.
Yeah.
But Mike, he wears his shirts.
Well, the shirts are their
Throw one in
option,
his
but
face
for
or
what we would
something.
provide just to be in compliance with this.
And that way you can have coaches some spares too with that amount of money.
Yeah.
Just be an extra thing to pick up in the locker room.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can't be on the ice without
No.
Yep.
mandatory practice.
Or is that it, Brody? Budget and finance?
Yeah. Oh, what was I gonna say about that? No, I can't remember what I was gonna say. I had it. Oh, it was just gonna be the fundings that I'll make sure you guys get, because I kind of covered it with the treasury board and the different funds that we have. That was pretty much all that I said, and then the grants also under that. We kind of covered that already, and the money that's sitting up there, so needs to be collected, that's been approved. That's it.
I don't really have much, I kind of wrote a little bit, I mean, we're sitting at 41,000 change in registrations, it's not all the quotes yet, just because of invoicing and most of the Canadian teams can't pay until they get the team selected, names and all that good stuff. We got some stragglers throughout the last month or so, Aberdeen, 19U, Billings had a PVB and junior roll, pop in. So I think we'll get a run of Canadian teams in that September, October timeframe. I think we're about 2/3 of the way probably full. Might say I'll see us getting much until closer to the season, that usually happens that way. But there's still like 6 already on there, so I think we're sitting pretty good. We flew the last one in, mind you, we had the free entries last year for Canadian teams, but last year in total we're right around 7,000. So, and nobody's not paying the 800 Canadian, which was the issue last year. So I think we're sitting good there. Lisa and I have talked back and forth about the medals and off-ice stuff. I think she's got her get the numbers. There's probably a couple things, maybe trophies we still look at.
Yeah, so everything that I have is kind of sitting there in the draft stage and trying to come up with quotes. So my goal is to have a 40 to 50% return on everything that we sell for the winter classic tournaments. So I've kind of been going back and forth trying to figure that out. Plus we have that $6,000 essentially that we can spend towards trophies. So that will help. I know we kind of want to do some more custom type stuff this year. If we do go down that road, I'll get you guys a quote on it, but then I would like to purchase for following years so that we could just kind of have it down there and I don't have to do this every year. Like I wouldn't even have to be in charge of it. There would just be trophies downstairs and we kind of hand them out and just kind of have a pattern. That's kind of where I'm sitting with it. It's a lot of just figuring out which ones can give it to me the cheapest and
Yeah, I know we're gonna rework the state big trophy, because that one might be last minute happening, so we can.
it's not the end of the world, like it doesn't happen this year, but that's the goal. And I'm with a company that's on the same page as me as far as like what we're needing. As far as the tournament refs though, do you know, like I thought it was $50,000 that it costs in refs to run the tournaments, is that right?
No.
Somebody was asking how much it costs. We pay the refs for these tournaments.
We do pay them, but it's, quick math tells me, it was probably 16 to 20,000.
For all of them?
Yeah, because roughly, I tried to get ready to pay that number, that is one of the tax numbers. But if you figure $100 for 2 reps, for 40 games, and that was like the max we did, so the rest of the year was $4 grand.
Okay.
It's for 16,000, and then you might even get a those reps for like $30 or something for the stand up, like June reps.
Okay. So does that get
But we're
separate?
gonna add another weekend, which will probably have a 4 rep system on the junior gold and 2 rep system on the MTU. They'll have less games, because they'll have other teams to beat, but, I mean, they call it $6 grand on the weekend, so probably gonna be sitting around somewhere between 20 and 25 grand.
We pay $100 a game?
Total.
It just depends on what game, so.
What age?
What
Yeah,
age?
Do we keep that separated as to what we're paying for refs for the whole year?
Refs get paid cash. Or not, but ref coordinators handles that. They'll get the money from you and then they'll pay the refs cash.
So he comes and gets, yeah, I got this many games this weekend, I need this much money.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be probably 20, 25, 35, 6 weeks. Yes, but that basically.
But you could probably keep track of that this year.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, obviously the goal is to bring in registration fees, so we'll cover that and add some extra. And then you've got concessions and then anything you sell. I mean, plus the silent auction, which I know doesn't really come this election. I think it was $1,000 to $1,500 with two games. It's set up last year. So, that's another $500 or so there. Concessions rate did really well last year in college, so. But yeah, it's constantly, it's not, it's like not cheating factory or whatever, just to get up. And, so. No, the only other thing, I did send an email to the people that are on the list. I did not get a single reply. As soon as you get that email sent out, the only thing that I need once the season starts is I can't use this weekend, so there's nothing. So I've got that director basically plan what you do for the weekend. My goal is to have basically one director for each age group. That's here for the weekend. I'll pop in if I'm in town and I'll take one of those weekends, so I'll be kicking during the weekend, but I maybe I just can't do that. I did 4 or 5 last year.
I think, we gotta look at that too, Jamie, I mean, honestly, I think Tom needs to be in charge of some of these tournaments too,
But he was here in and out throughout the weekends that I was here, a couple, 2 or 3 of them. I think you were pretty one of the days the weekend I was gone, but I mean, even if you're not talking, I mean, it could be a 2 or 3 person committee from the parents of just handling it in general. We have sort of weekends and we all, I'll still try to be here as much as possible, but what I'm getting is I don't want to be here from 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night for 3 straight days, and I don't get left with it. It's time to sleep, so. Also, pop in when I can if I'm in town, but I think it'd be helpful, I got a whole list of the deal that they can follow, step-by-step instructions, it's not terribly overwhelming, it's just.
Well, I think that's gotta be part too, of this, Sal, to help out with that.
Yeah, and I think he would. I don't think he had an issue helping out last year when he was here with me. I personally, I'm pretty controlling, so I probably told him I didn't do so. But I think the challenge would be taking 2 teams when he's in town too. So the 19-year-old, he can probably do that weekend. Selection. I'll probably be here too. I don't know if I can, and then maybe I'll take the team.
So on that too with the tournaments, when it comes to like our tech guy or, who's kind of the guru for our school?
Better have somebody know what they're doing down there.
It's lower.
Because I know that there's been, I heard it a lot last year, that there was just parents saying that they didn't know how to do it or something. Well, I mean, for instance, we did have
we've always talked about doing some if a parent wants to learn how, there could be someone who knows how that can take them down and show them. I mean, Lori's not gonna be on call 24/7 to be like, hey, you gotta do this, she's just not around.
Or even if we can like them a lot.
We have it on our website at one time,
And there's directions down there.
Well, I mean, even with directions, we had I don't know if it was a technical malfunction, but we had
that wasn't the computer, that was a clock issue.
That was a clock issue.
And somebody punched in, I believe, based on that.
That was a wrong code that was put in.
It was a code deal, Matt come down there.
Yeah.
So, now, with that being said, I know the Rough Rider uses the same ones. So the worst case scenario, if somebody's here, they can catch the fix it. That's not the idea, that's not the best case. But the computer is a different thing. That is basically plug, turn the thing on, and play it, whatever it is. Again, that's something that I, like, during tournaments when I was here, I already had all that stuff set up. It was
Yeah.
I seem to ask for a longer date time, which seems to me that's.
I mean, parents are here during practice, I mean, people can run down there and run clock, show them how to do it, and,
Run for practice.
yeah.
Alright, concessions, cook shack.
So the only thing I have, well, we had Rip Fest this last weekend, I'm thinking it went pretty well, you were in, I wasn't in there. I didn't ask Kathy what we made, I don't know if she's done the deposit yet, I know Darlene said that she ordered 12 cases, which I think was like 60 hamburgers.
I cooked 4 of those.
Yeah, she said there was only 2 cases left when they were done, so, and then Kathy's just gonna purchase them, and then she's gonna donate it out of her own pocket to somewhere, I don't know where. The other thing, Darlene was wondering if the board would be willing to sell the cook shack, the old one. She said it's not gonna be worth much, like a couple $100 bucks.
I would be happy to sell that.
Yeah, a couple $100 bucks, I don't know, it's not really, I don't know what everyone's thinking.
$4,576 deposit, no, $4,579 deposit for Rib Fest.
Sweet.
And then there's one more deposit of $670 Rib Fest.
Okay.
So a little more than $500.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And then I did too speak with Darlene, basically everything that she presents us, she said all of those have came and went. I think the good thing is coming into like the winter months and out of the cook season, that she may end up finding a better deal, on the one someone was trying to get rid of out of season.
Yeah.
So, but she did say she would have to start over from scratch, so.
Yeah, that's what she said, but she's just, I don't know what Derek would use it for, she mentioned like storage. So I don't know, she said a couple $100 bucks, you know, I check if we donations to the club, I don't know. And then she said if we don't have a cook shack by the time we start, then we can always use that cook shack, the new, or the old one until we can get the new one.
So is that gonna be what it costs for food for Rib Fest?
Yes.
So $1,898 is the cost they spent on food.
And then I also have a reimbursement form for $163 for pop and water that Darlene used her credit card on.
So $2,000.
So
$3,000.
Alright.
So I mean, do we want to, or do we want to sell it to her for $200 or no?
Oh, she was wanting to buy it?
She wants to buy it, Darlene. I mean, I don't know, or we can wait and see how it goes. I don't really have a say.
I mean, whether she owns it or not, if we get in a time to need it, I mean, she would.
Is there a title?
No, there's nothing. It's not registered or anything. There's like nothing. It was really.
It has wheels, so.
I know.
$400 Blackstone man with a hood.
Yeah, and a refrigerator,
Yeah.
an old one.
So,
I mean, and I could say that we're going to take Blackstone out.
unless you don't want it, I mean.
You better leave it in there just in case that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I just, I'm good with that, as much as what she's contributed and stuff over the years and.
I mean,
So.
doesn't, if we don't have it, we can always borrow.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get it.
So we need a motion to approve to sell it to her for, what, $200? I don't know what we agreed, it's not,
Did she throw an offer up there?
yeah, she said $200. She said, I don't know if she doesn't, we can't really.
I'm sure we well better money back in the spot.
Yeah. If it goes anyone else, I'll make a fishing shack out of it or something.
Yeah. Okay, so do we need a motion to sell it? Okay. I'll make that motion.
Sell the cook shack, $200.
Jamie, you second?
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Fundraising and marketing.
Well, golf scramble. I don't really know anything about golf, so Angie's thankfully helping with it as much as she can. I think I got like 5 full sponsors, and then I think we have like 9 people signed up right now, but
I'll be signing the other ones.
she'll be signing up, okay.
Nice help.
You playing that?
Lori did say so on the last
Okay,
minute.
what weekend?
Yeah, and we'll sign up there.
Tuesday.
August
Oh,
27th.
where?
27?
27th of September?
No, August.
August, at 5.
Depends on.
We'll have two teams.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just I don't know, I leave Friday and I'm gone like all next week, so I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to do this, but it seems to be coming together a little bit better now, so I'm thinking we can make it work.
So the one thing that I have as far as, is a mobile retail cart, like a kiosk. So what I find at the tournaments is kind of like everything sits out and it's not even like locked up at all. And so instead of having a storefront, this is just ideas, so don't panic. I would get obviously quotes and figure out exactly how you can pay it off and all that. But what I'd look for is just kind of like what they have at sporting events where it opens up and you can close it up. You've seen that at baseball fields, target field, whatever. You open it up, there's where you can sell your stuff and then you can close it up again. And it's mobile so that when they're out there with their operator center and they're doing all their vendor shows, we could go out there and sell our stuff. My idea is that it would be back here somewhere, you know, and kind of like out of the way, but something where we could just store all this merchandise, because it could be huge. If you're making a 40 to 50% profit off of this stuff, you know, if it's another 20 grand a year that you could be making off of retail, I think we should really try and take advantage of that, because we just don't have a whole lot of areas to be making money. So, I'll get some quotes and see what you guys think, and the design and all that type of stuff. So that's something we want to move forward with.
Is there any plans for like a bigger event again or no?
Not this time. I don't really know. I mean, I think what we're really planning on is getting these tournaments really big, which is where that's what we're making.
The idea is to like not have to fundraise as much and ask our parents for even more when we're hosting all these tournaments. So the idea would be to try and get as much out of these tournaments as we can. And I know when we talked to Lori, she did a lot right with that PV state B as far as like the logos on our website, the logos up there, you can sponsor tournaments. There's just a whole bunch of ideas that you could do to make it better and get more money off of these tournaments. It's just getting everything to align and have it all organized so that people know.
And whether or not we do some sort of raffle, and you know, that gun raffle is easy. It's still to be discussed, but we'll see.
Just here.
Alrighty, facilities, Pat.
Facility, I guess, Warren Wofford's coming here. They do want, nobody in the facility on Friday and Saturday, for the Warren Wofford, because they'll be leaving their stuff in here, plus they'll be coming in at 2 o'clock on Saturday for a game meal, So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the Warren Wofford. So there's a few things that we have to provide for the Warren Wofford. We got to provide an exam driver. We got to provide concession workers, 50-50 because of our gaming account, chuck-a-puck, and helping find kids pick up the chuck-a-pucks after the game, you know, after the chuck-a-puck to go up on the ice and pick them up. So them are the main things that we are in charge of to make sure that we have workers for them, for that side of it. We had a meeting today on the Warren Wofford. They're gonna bring that, you remember the Cold Spark and the Flame Shooter, that they're all, Bismarck and Minor are both. Last year, Damien happened to pick up that Cold Spark in Minor over the long weekend and brought it back here. They were wondering if we had anybody going to Minot, if we could pick that up again. So we have it here because the Rough Rider went through a test run last year before, you know, to make sure they're all worked and
If
everything.
anything's not working, he's missing in mind that weekend, he'll be able to. I just have to look at the date, I guess. What was the date?
So that'd be over the long weekend, so that would be the, like, the 30th, 31st,
He's off that weekend.
30th, 31st, and 1st,
Oh,
on the 2nd.
yeah, and I'm sure they'll have the Memorial Day race that weekend, so
Yeah.
I'll ask Damien if he can pick it up.
Yeah, because that's what they said last year, he picked it up when he was down there for the races. So that's about it, I mean,
So how do we normally find all these people? Is that how do you normally find all these people? What's a goal judge?
so the goal judge, sits behind, and they flip the light on, if there's a goal.
Is there an age limit?
Yeah, they want to grow. You know,
Sounds like Cruz's dream.
so like, years past, I've gotten like, last year I got like, George,
Yeah.
and
If they have a spreadsheet made up, that would
Roll, or not Roll, David Simon. He was our goal judge last year.
And all these people counts towards dips? None of this does, just concessions?
Just concessions. So,
Yeah, Matt Peterson said, for Zan help, that he's in town all during the week, so if at any time, we need him for anything during the week for the Zan, he'd be,
Well, this week we can,
this
we can do one.
no, that's right.
so what I'll do is I'll reach out to see if I can get locked down a couple of Zam drivers, you know, and, they are gonna block off, so no kids can go back there or anything, because with the cold spark and the flame shooters, when there's a wall, they're gonna have those going off, and so. So I'll start working on getting Zam drivers, see if I can find at least one Zam driver, that's all we need, you know, each night. The other thing is they're doing, they're only doing the raffle or selling of the jerseys on Saturday night. Plus they're doing other items. They're talking about a signed stick from the Bobcats last year's team.
So just wrapping up jerseys one night. So
One night.
But they did our podcast gonna have those big yellow float things.
They're gonna bring everything. Both teams are.
Those were terrible. I actually got after a kid for blowing it.
Yeah, I think we need to vote on that and ban those things.
So, but it sounds like the Rough Rider Center has done a good job of finding sponsorships. It sounds like they raised, you know, almost 29,000 in sponsorships. So for this, so every little bit helps.
What do the jerseys look like? I seen one of those
So-
sponsoring jerseys.
Jerseys, I have not seen them. But it's an 80s and 90s theme this year. So they're gonna have trivia, 80s trivia and 90s trivia one night. So
Okay, so how does this work then? So all of that concessions, everything is split, the
it's
sponsorship?
split 4 ways.
So all money is split 4 ways. And you know what we made in the past or not?
Last year we made about $5,000. So we gotta keep track of all of our expenses. So concession stand, you know, like food.
So that needs to be separated out.
I
Does
guess
Kathy know that?
she did last year because.
She has everything. She keeps track of
So,
everything. And then also the gaming. So the gaming will have to go into our account, but then we'll have to I don't know if they take that off of our. I don't know. Do they take it out of what we would make? You know, so like it says we made 5,000, but did that much money in our gaming, stay in our gaming account? Because I don't think we can take the gaming stuff out of our account. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So did they minus that off, and that's why we received the 5,000, and then plus whatever was made up of gaming. So it's probably more than 5,000, but
No, because the gaming got split 4 ways too. Gaming, Chuck.
oh, they did. Okay.
Because why they're doing that is to use our license, because they don't have a gaming license.
Yeah.
So what about,
Curiosity, you just split the cash 4 ways and then put it in our 4 ways.
you what?
Or into the account, you just take our quarter, it's cash.
No, because we have to make a deposits, like it has to be recorded.
Yeah.
So
But I
what
mean,
hap-
they don't-
What happens is if there's $5,000, it goes into our 5,000, but they'll take that percentage off of the total that we were supposed to get, you know.
Yeah.
So,
So they, except for the merchandise that they
Yes.
sell.
Yeah.
And we were approved to sell any, or can we sell their own, or?
they didn't say,
I would have liked like a rock light.
Yeah,
Something
I mean-
that we could have profited off of there.
because we aren't getting any of Minot sales or the Bobcat sales of their merchandise, they're keeping that.
I know the Rough Riders started merchandise last year too.
Yeah,
We asked that along.
so.
Yeah.
I'll bring that up in our meeting on Tuesday. We already have another Zoom meeting, so we'll just bring that up at during the warrant offer.
I mean, the two items that I'd be thinking about is that coolers and Boney and the Sioux,
Yeah.
and then also kind of that rotating foosball table slash air hockey table. It rotates, one side is air hockey, one side is foosball or whatever. We could get those out of here because we've had them now since last year.
We have merchandise that we could potentially, that's what
We
we.
need to be winter classic stuff.
But the thing is I mean, more workers, more volunteers.
Are they gonna send out a spreadsheet though, of, like, you should keep track of a spreadsheet, so they'll, well, besides concessions, so
Yeah.
like chocolate box, so we can put names down and.
So the thing is we would have those soft cups that we could have our registration code on the back. I don't know. Sell the little bits of soft cups, do any of them have that?
I don't know.
Or give them away for free, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
what
what
they're
they're-
gonna free.
Well, we already had somebody work 50/50 and Chuck and Buck, they could probably handle 2 raffle items on this one.
People like be more like just sell a ticket.
That's what I'm saying, if you're selling, tickets for 50/50.
I mean, if not, we can always do it at our own winter classics. It's just nice when money's coming in from other places, you know, like why not in Pittsburgh, you know, we're interested in that. Yeah, see if they just run it by them, see what they say, there's an opportunity for us to.
All right, additions, the 24-25 handbook.
Yeah, local policy, that Lisa said a while ago, I have it right here. Yeah. You guys wanna look at it real fast? Just add, if it is approved, I just add it to the handbook, and then in October meeting, I could probably have the handbook ready to be approved for the season. I don't know, does everyone just wanna see the policy that Lisa
It's
was?
just saying that you can't use it.
It says, so somebody knows exactly, you know, even like all these teams, if they're wanting, if Holly wants sweatshirts or whatever for her team, it has to be approved then by us, and essentially their contact is.
I'll be the contact person.
Yeah.
So motion.
No free waiting.
No, free will, no.
I'll make a motion to approve the local policy.
All second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. TV monitors.
So I talked to Pat, a couple of people, I was gonna bring it up earlier, but I just didn't feel like we were there yet. So what I would prefer, I know it's such a run through the rough riders, so probably some Pat and bring up to them to see what it would take, but to get a couple TVs, they're like $250 for a 50-inch screen right now, so it's not more expensive to hang when we walk in, and we can have, because I know the new crossbar has locker room assignments and stuff, so just a scroll in the locker room assignment at the time, and tournaments that will have game schedule, time, locker room, so not right on the whiteboard, which is always up there on. We have to have the same permission where we can hang them, plug them in, that's an option, but I'd like to get that rolling, I guess. I think it'd make life easier on everybody.
I think that, with the new crossbar, we could probably log into, like, we could screen the facility. And on the facility management side of it, we can actually have assigned locker rooms.
Yes, I seen that, that's kind of what I was saying, and then you could probably roll a tournament schedule through there too, or a
Yeah.
game schedule possibly, when we have those regular home games, so, or it just flows with the locker room assignments, whatever. That ran for some of the icon, it's got those TVs, it's the locker room game time.
How big are you thinking?
Well, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying they're cheap, right? You
Yeah.
can buy a 55-inch TV for $250 right now, so we're not really that big.
I'm just like, oh, no.
I'm just saying.
I actually got a 42-inch for $136 for our bedroom, so.
I'm making a point that TVs are expensive right now, so we can, you don't want too small that you don't be able to reach anything.
Yeah,
So-
40 inch, you know.
What's this?
That's probably,
That's probably, no,
No,
it's a 55.
yeah, that's 50 or 55.
So I would say like one's that smaller than that probably. And probably.
I mean, a lot of those at these rinks are this big, you know, but I mean, I like bigger.
Yeah.
Cause I always find myself, and I get these nice, like, okay, wait. So like a 40, 42 or something like that, whatever you find these days. I would two of them, cause yeah.
Are we allowed to take it out there for our user?
I don't know why not, I brought it up to them last year and they thought that'd be a great idea,
Yeah.
so
Well,
honestly.
we talked about this earlier.
We,
I just don't know.
we have to approve it, I know that from all the level Sarah's, we gotta approve one, like,
Yeah.
we're saying yes to it before they'll do it.
I'll just reach out to her tomorrow morning.
So
I'm
do we
saying-
need a motion?
You wanna approval to get, how many
Yeah.
TVs are you on, 2 TVs?
I had two.
I'll make a motion to purchase TVs.
I'll second it.
We want the cost not to exceed,
$300.
Yeah.
we're gonna keep it under $300.
For
For
Three
TV.
brackets too, probably, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So I'd say $500.
Cost of it,
Tax.
Okay,
if it's more.
not to exceed $500.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Just an FYI, I did get a text message from Lori, remind everyone to state sport background is, like, she has to have it by October 1, so mine's almost done. So everyone has, like, background, state sport, modules, whatever. But it goes in each staff.
All right, community room, we've already covered that earlier. Then board members, obviously we're down a board member. Is it something you wanna look into, or, I mean, I feel like it was
Before diving into that real quick too, Katie texted us 2.5, 2,500 for the
That card was approved.
I don't know how that show. Sorry. Okay.
So, just wanted to get y'all's take on if we wanna continue as is, or,
I mean, it's only a 7-month position right now.
So that one was Andy's, right?
Yeah, I mean, that position's up in March. I guess it doesn't
I don't know,
really
I
matter.
just leave it open and just let the members, I mean.
I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on it?
I mean, in the past, I feel like we just pulled off the list. I mean, I think to do it by the bylaws, I mean, we would nominate someone and vote on it. I mean, I don't know, I feel like it's, say we kind of go off to a bumpy start and things are really lined out. I think it's working personal, but I just wanted to bring it up and talk about it and see if everybody's good with it as it is, or everybody's
I mean, I don't,
It's really 5 months. Because then 5.5 months. If they wouldn't- And that's if we were to propose number right now on board. So it'd be even less than that if we brought members to the table next month and then be another month for the original payment. So if it was a year and a half, I would absolutely.
Yeah. I say we just operate as is for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, the time frame is really good. Ooh, I know this is not an agenda, but, do we have any headwinds?
That's the last thing on our list.
What are you good with it?
Disciplinary committee.
Oh,
We had, Leah Bowl and Pat Stracer were two that,
We're yeses.
okay.
One more, right?
It'd be nice to have 3
And then, yeah, we need to,
and some spares. Because they might not be able to make a night when we,
Yeah.
That they were both on board, so
Okay, well, I mean,
those are two
you
guarantees.
still have a couple months until the season starts, so until, you know.
Just put a third.
So we got a third as unbiased as possible.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I think our biggest concern right now is looking for a roughing coordinator. That's where we're gonna go right now, so.
It's just not that this winter is not on there, I know we've been doing. So,
I tried.
just figure it out. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it.
Next meeting, September 10th.
I think we should go into executive session to discuss, the fire centers,